Hello and a very, very warm welcome. I am Helga and I'm so happy to connect with you for today's yoga class. So when you are ready at home, grab your yoga mat and place it somewhere in a place where you feel good. And then simply come and sit in the middle of the mat. You can definitely grab a pillow under your sitting bones, or maybe a big book or a folded blanket, or a yoga brick if you own one. I'm actually today not sitting on anything, so it's just up to you, but sometimes it's nice to have something under here. And then just find any seated position that you like, that your body feels like getting into. So me, for example, I'm sitting cross-legged. You could be sitting just on your heels or sitting with the legs in front in any way. And then the next step would be to just really relax your face, taking an intentional moment to soften and relax all the muscles in the face. Just letting yourself be a little bit soft here on purpose. And then the shoulders as well, softening those a little bit. And then connecting with your breath. So just noticing your breathing. And as we start our practice together, just also taking a moment to intentionally bless the space around you, around your yoga mat, and your own body as well, to just have a beautiful practice in this space here today. And to continue our relaxation and arriving here at the beginning of the session, we'll do a yoga breath together called Apana Vayu that I really like. And that breath is all about connecting and rooting yourself down to the earth and calming yourself. So I'll show you just once and then we'll do it together. So it goes like this. I inhale softly, palms up. And then I exhale, and the exhale is longer and I really push down. So we'll do this breath together, starting now 10 times, and I'll guide us. Starting now, 1, inhale. And exhale down. 2, inhale up. And exhale, push. 3, inhale. And exhale down. 4, inhale. And exhale. 5, up. And down. 6, inhale. Push down. 7, up. And down. 8, inhale. And down. 9, inhale, up. And exhale everything down to the earth. One last time, soft breath in. And long exhale. Beautiful. Let's come into a tabletop here in the middle of the mat for our next pose. Planting the hands on the mat. Knees under the hips. And then focusing your attention on your hips and starting to sway them out to the right and then out to the left, so the hands stay on the mat. But you're swaying your hips really generously out to the side, and you're sort of taking your time, almost pushing out a bit more than you normally would on purpose, really to feel your body. And breathing here as well. And you might notice that as you start to take those movements and really indulge in big movements, your elbows and forearms almost sort of lean down towards the mat. Maybe, maybe not, if your body goes naturally there. And if you feel like, you can take circles now, so really big movements here with the hips in a circular motion, one direction then the other. And also relaxing your head here and your neck, maybe just letting the head drop a little bit, getting yourself out of your head and more into your body, and just this spiral and how it feels. Very nice. And eventually taking smaller movements to come back to your tabletop. Now separating your knees either a little bit or separating them a lot, whatever you feel like. So if you separate your knees a lot, you're gonna take a bigger stretch here inside the thighs and the hips. And then finding child's pose. So slowly pushing your hips back, sitting on your heels. And then the chest comes down, arms extended in front of you. However, you can put your hands under your forehead like a pillow if you want. And just letting your head melt into the ground here, letting go of any thoughts or any mental stimulation, just really allowing yourself to feel your body and be in the present moment on your mat in your sacred space. And trying also to release any tension that you might hold here in the lower back and your upper body, just sort of letting yourself really fall over the thighs and over your mat, letting gravity hold you completely. And if you had your hands under your forehead, just softly and slowly lift your head up and extend your arms to find the palms to mat here with the arms extended. And then I'm going to invite you to place your right hand a little bit more in the middle and take your left arm behind you and really sort of stretch yourself here in whatever feels good, in whatever way, feels good. And then doing the same on the other side. So left arm in the middle at the front and right arm slides behind for a bit of a stretch here. And let's do this again, one time on each side. And once you've done both sides, gently lift yourself up. And then come and walk all the way towards the front of the mat in a standing position. Planting your feet first. And you can have your feet glued together or with a little bit of space between them, whatever you prefer. So body in a nice long line. So you stay as you are. I'm just gonna tilt around to face you, but you're still here at the front of the mat. And then keeping your gaze in front of you, simply lifting up your arms, only the arms, and just keep them here with active hands, so fingers spread. And then taking those arms down and up again. So a few of those movements for your shoulders, for your arms and upper back. So taking those arms down and up, and when you take them down, feel free to squeeze the shoulders a little bit. So taking those arms up and down a few times here, present in your body. Now, when your arms are down this time, we'll do a rotation only with one arm. So starting with the left arm, taking only the left arm up, looking at the thumb, and taking the arm behind, still looking at the thumb. Let's do this a few times. And you can bend your knees here at any point if that feels nice. Inhaling and exhaling here. And then same on the other side, right arm up to sky, looking at the thumb, taking a circle behind, still looking at my thumb. Doing this a few times. And let's make this our last round. So planting your feet again here, just finding your straight standing position. And then we're gonna move on to the feet a little bit. So you stay as you are. I'm just gonna face you here so you see me better if you need. So planting your right foot completely into the mat. And when you're ready, lifting the left foot off, just like this. So right foot is standing, left foot is here off the ground with the knee bent. And then you can have your right hand on your hip and left arm comes out to the side with the active hands. And then from here, we're gonna take the left knee out here to the side to join that arm and then back to center. And you do this a few times, just in your own time. So rotating the hip, really nice to open and find wellness here in the body. And then doing the same on the other side. So right foot comes down, plants into the earth. Lifting the right foot off the ground, hand on the hip, right arm out to the side. And then taking that knee out to the side and then back to the front a few times in your own time. Beautiful. Place your foot down and find your standing position at the front of the mat. So we're gonna flow a little bit here, take a few sun salutations, raising the arm above head, breathing beautifully here, and then joining the hands, folding down towards the earth. You can have your knees bent. And then hands on the shins, flat back for half lift. Just breathing normally here, staying here for a few seconds. And then slowly with presence, stepping into a plank position. Both feet at the back. Holding that plank. Active hands here as well. Space between the fingers. Use your breath. And then placing the knees down on the mat, untucking the toes, and bring yourself all the way down. Find a Sphinx pose here with the forearms on the mat, elbows touching the ground. Breathing here, pushing the belly into the earth. Now place your right arm a bit more in the middle, so your elbow sort of comes a bit out. You can take more space between your legs. Looking over to your left side and bending your left foot. And I come and grab my foot if I can with my left hand. And you can even lift that foot, the knee off the ground if that feels good. And then doing the same on the other side. Left forearms comes at the front and the middle. Looking over to my right, grabbing foot. Just slowly in your own time. And release the pose. Place your forehead on the mat. Both arms behind you for locust pose. And when you're ready to come into the pose, lift your knees off the floor, head slightly off the mat, still looking at the mat, arms alongside here, the body, squeezing the shoulders together. And you're really lifting yourself off the ground, planting the pubic bones inside the earth. Still looking down at the mat. Really squeezing everything. And slowly come back to the floor. Place your hands at chest level and push yourself into downward facing dog. So planting the feet, pushing the hips up. Beautiful down dog, separating the feet. Chest close to the thighs. You can have the knees bent. And the hands here are flat, with space between the fingers. Now walk your feet closer together. Have the legs straight if you can. And then lifting right leg up to sky for three-legged dog. Breathing here, opening the hip beautifully. An option to bend the knee if you want to open your hip further. Place your foot down, lift your left leg up to sky. Beautiful, nice long line. Option to bend the knee here too. And place your foot down. Look between your hands and walk yourself up to standing in the middle of your mat. Slowly in your own time. Take a second to just catch your breath and anchor back into your body. And then we'll come into our next pose, Malasana, the yogi squat. Really, really nice pose. So taking your feet really wide out, really to the sides of the yoga mat, almost out to the side of the mat. So the toes are pointing a little bit outwards, just ever so slightly. And then I come into a squat, really big squat. Hands here in prayer. And if it feels better, you can be up on your toes so the heels lifted off the mat. For some people, just the way their bodies are, it's more beneficial to be like this. For me, for example, that's the case. And then you can go even further into your squat here, perhaps. Elbows can come inside here, inside the thighs. So just try it out. See what works best if you prefer to have the heels on the floor or off the floor. Beautiful, and slowly bring yourself up. Now come here in the middle of the mat exactly as I am, facing me. And then taking the legs out wide here, we're going to do a forward fold, standing wide-legged forward fold. So same here thing, the toes are a little bit outward, just a little bit, heels a little bit in. Taking arms up to sky, looking ahead, just looking right here at the horizon, elongating yourself, joining the hands and then folding down. Hands touch the floor. And maybe your legs want to go out even more. So just looking between your feet. And if you need to readjust your feet, how they are positioned on the floor, that's fine. From here, still with the hands on the floor, walk your hands to the front. So now the right foot is bent, both feet are facing forward. And you can rock yourself here side to side with the front foot between your hands. And then same on the other side. So walking your hands towards the back, just careful, stay present in your body. And framing your back foot. And same thing here, just taking a rock forth and back or side to side. Beautiful. Now find a seated position in the middle of the mat. Planting the soles of the feet here into the mat. Lots of space between your legs. And then walking yourself closer to your heels. So the back is straight. And then leaning down with your upper body down towards the earth between your legs. You can hold your toes or feet, or maybe wrap your shins here. And just breathe. Heart space down towards the mat. Now brace yourself as you grab hold of your big toes. So holding your big toes and then preparing to kick your heels off the ground, straightening your legs more or less. Looking right ahead. And it is not serious at all if you fall out of the pose and need to go back in. This is all just fun. And for our final pose today, we'll take a camel pose for a beautiful back bend and to open the heart space completely. So coming up on the knees here, tucking the toes under. If you have done camel pose before, just slide right into it. If you haven't, you can do it with me. So tucking the toes, making sure that my knees are nice and stable here. And then really contracting the abs here and the lower back so you're strong. You have a strong base here to support you. Taking arms behind, towards the heels, opening the heart space, dropping the head here down by my shoulders, and then leaning down towards the heels, hands come on the heels, camel pose, pushing the pubic bones up to sky. And then very carefully come out of the pose simply by taking one arm off, then the other. Finding your initial seated cross-legged position that we were in at the beginning of class. To close today's session together with gratitude and joy. I would like you to take a moment to connect to your heart space here to see if you feel a little bit more alive, a little bit more inspired and anchored into your body. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that you feel really well and have a wonderful rest of your morning or day or evening. And feel free to drop us a comment in the section under the class just to say what pose might have been your favorite or how the class was for you. I'd love to hear from you. Take care. I'll see you next time.